Do those who oppose God's work on earth sometimes make legal threats? Should we continue God's work even in the face of threats, or quit? Let's begin in Ezra 5. After years of delay, did prophets encourage the people to return to rebuilding the temple? Then the prophet Haggai and the prophet Zechariah, Iddo's son, prophesied to the Jews who were in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of Israel's God, who was over them. Subsequently, Zerubbabel, Shealtiel's son, and Yeshua, Josadak's son, began to rebuild God's house in Jerusalem. God's prophets were with them, helping them. At the same time, Tattenai, the governor of the province beyond the river, and Shethar-Bozenai and their colleagues came to them and spoke to them, asking, "Who authorized you to build this house and finish preparing this building material?" They also asked them, "What are the names of the people who are building this building?" But their God looked after the elders of the Jews, and they didn't stop them until a report reached Darius, and a letter with his response had arrived. Did Tattenai, Persian governor of the province, question the people's legal right to rebuild the temple? Governor Tattenai, Shethar-Bozenai, and their advisors sent a report to Darius, which said, "King Darius, we wish you the best. We went to Judah, where the temple of the great God is being built, with huge stones and wooden beams set in the walls. Everyone's working hard, and the building is going up quickly. We asked those in charge to tell us who gave them permission to rebuild the temple. We also asked for the names of their leaders, so that we could write them down for you. They claimed to be servants of the God who rules heaven and earth, and they said they were rebuilding the temple that was built many years ago by one of Israel's greatest kings." How did the provincial governor continue his letter, explaining some of the history? "But because our fathers had angered the God of heaven, he gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who destroyed this house and carried away the people to Babylonia. However, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Babylon, Cyrus the king made a decree that this house of God should be rebuilt, and the gold and silver vessels of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple that was in Jerusalem, and brought into the temple of Babylon, these Cyrus the king took out of the temple of Babylon, and they were delivered to one whose name was Sheshbazzar, whom he had made governor. And he said to him, 'Take these vessels, go and put them in the temple that's in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be rebuilt on its site.'" How did the provincial governor conclude his letter, and what was his request? Then this same Sheshbazzar came and laid the foundation of God's house in Jerusalem. It's been under construction from that time until now, yet it has not been completed. So if it pleases the king, let a search of the royal archives in Babylon be conducted to see if it's true that a decree was issued by King Cyrus to rebuild the house of God in Jerusalem. Let the king's decision regarding this matter be sent to us. Are legal challenges still a weapon used by those who oppose the gospel? Did Jesus face false testimony? Meanwhile, the high priests and the whole council were looking for false testimony against Jesus in order to have him put to death. Do those who oppose God's work on earth sometimes make legal threats? Should we continue God's work even in the face of threats, or quit? You decide.